What's good, everybody? Rhetorical question on life. My name is Heavy Bree, and welcome to my channel. And if this is your 8th or 12th or 24th time on this channel, welcome back. Appreciate every single one of you guys for clicking on this video. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Heavy Bree, and I am a over-the-road truck driver, and I drive in the flatbed division. Oh my God. One of the best, probably in my opinion, probably one of the best divisions to be out here. You know, I mean, like, there's other divisions out here. There's a lot of divisions out here like that pay pretty well, that pay better, pay well or whatever. But like me, I'm a flatbed person. Okay, one day I would like to be when I get my own truck, buy a flatbed or a lowboy, which is used for transporting machinery parts. I haven't done that yet, but I've watched a lot of videos. I've seen guys load stuff onto like a lowboy, and one day I hope to be one of those guys transporting the excavators and the bulldozers and all that stuff, you know, across the country for people to use to build stuff, you know, and everything. But yeah, man, like, I work in the flatbed division, and I've been doing flatbed for 2 years. I love doing, and I like flatbed division, but I also have some cons about the flatbed division. Not a lot of complaints, not a lot of grievances. Okay, but being a flatbed truck driver is, you know, it has its good days and has its, like any job. No matter what job or career you have, you're gonna have pros, and you're gonna have cons, you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days. And in this division of trucking, I've had more good days, way more good days than I've had bad days. And you know, because I used to drive vans and reefers, and I did not enjoy that at all. Sitting at those docks, and then some places you go to, they don't want you to, like, out of the truck to walk around. It is, oh my God, it's so boring and so tedious. And then sometimes you get to your appointment on time, and then they're just like, you know, some saying like, oh, we're not going to unload you until this time. I'm like, well, I'm already here, and there's nobody else ahead of me, and, you know. But with flatbed, it's like, well, I'm gonna get into it right now. I'm gonna get into like why I like the flatbed division, and then maybe I'll do a video about why I don't like about things that peeve me about the flatbed division. But for today, we're gonna talk about why I think the flatbed division is one of the best divisions in trucking. And before we begin, like, if you are a return watcher to my videos and you have not subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know when I'm gonna put out new videos every now and then. And if you guys enjoyed and then I've been getting a lot of views on I've been getting views on my other videos, but I haven't been getting no likes. I mean, like, if you are a repeat watcher, now some people will click on the video, see this on YouTube, see the random video in their suggestions and be like, what the hell is this? They click on it and be like, what is this guy talking about? Over here stuttering and everything, yelling at me? Why is he yelling at me? And then they'll just like they'll click off the video. But if you have watched more than one of my videos, you watch multiple of my videos, or you enjoy my content, please, when you watch my videos, leave a like, leave a subscription, and well, let's hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can know when I'm posting videos. But with that being said, let's get into it. So the reason why I think the flatbed division is the best division in trucking is because, well, one, it helps you battle obesity. Now, there are some big boys out here who do flatbedding, but you know, but for the most part, flatbed keeps you in shape. As long as you eat right, as long as you eat right and you're getting loads that are constantly having you to climb and put on tarps and everything, you're going to be in some pretty good shape. Flatbedding keeps you in good shape. Like any job, any like truck driving job that requires you to strap down loads, tarp loads, or like put equipment onto the truck and everything, it requires you to move around, and it keeps you mobile. Okay, it keeps you fit, you know. And like, it's a workout in that of itself, like getting the tarps onto the trailer, like pulling the tarps and everything, and then even like throwing the straps over, you know. Like if you throw them right, the right technique, it's good for your shoulder, and it's good for your arms, and it's good for your shoulder, you know. If you throw it the wrong way, it can mess your shoulder up too. If you throw it the wrong way and you don't, like, if you're not throwing it right, it can mess your arm up. But yeah, flatbedding keeps you fit. And like me, as a guy who likes to stay in relatively good shape, like this division right here keeps me in good shape. When I was working in reefers and working in vans, like that job would, like, I would do a lot. Yes, I would have dropping hooks sometimes. I would have dropping hooks sometimes, but most of the time I would have to drive up to a place, to a shipper or a receiver, and then I had to wait in the truck for about an hour, and then finally I would get like into a dock, and sometimes I had to wait for 2 or 3 more hours before I finally get loaded. And then the loading would take like about an hour, and I'm basically sitting there for 6-7 hours waiting to get loaded, and then finally getting loaded. So there for 7 hours. One time I sat there for 12 hours at a shipper just to get, like, you know, just to get loaded, just for a 15-minute load. When they finally started loading me, it took them 15 minutes to load me up with their whatever they had, you know. Now look, I've unloaded and loaded a trailer with a pallet jack. Like, you know, like I've unloaded pallets, you know, with a pallet jack before. Regular ass pallet jack. No electronic pallet jack, just a regular pallet jack. And let me tell you something right now. Like, it doesn't take no hour or 2 hours to load a full trailer. It don't. Especially if you got a forklift. I don't care who you is. If you have a pallet jack and you are loading a full trailer, it don't take you no hour to unload that, unload that. It don't. Like, I've been inside of a trailer where, like, I've seen these guys load and unload stuff and everything. Yeah, a forklift. With a forklift, you can unload that sucker in like 30 minutes tops. Pallet jack, even with a pallet jack, you can get the load out of there within less than an hour. And I'll be sitting there for 2 or 3 hours waiting for them to unload me. Like, you know, it's just annoying. And like, now with flatbedding, you get, it's like, I don't know about the rest of y'all. Like, some of y'all who watch this video, if y'all are flatbed truck driver or truckers and everything, you might not agree with my perspective on it, but this is just from my experience with flatbedding. Every time I go to a yard, whether it's a receiver or a shipper, I get there on time. I get there early, right? Hell, if I even get there at all and there's nobody ahead of me or nobody waiting, I get unloaded right there. I get loaded right there, and if I'm dropping off, I get unloaded right there. It doesn't take them no time. I get unloaded in no time. Okay, now I get it. Like, the warehouses are stuffy, and you're like going into a trailer, going in and out of a trailer, whatever. But with flatbed, it's like you're outside, or you're in an open space, and you know there's no walls to drive onto the trailer. You're just going to the side of the trailer, picking up the load, and putting it on the side. Easy day. Takes about 10-15 minutes, no more than 30 minutes for me to get loaded or unloaded with a load when it comes to flatbedding. And then also, once I finally do get loaded, throwing the straps and rolling the tarps onto the load is, you know, it makes it's just like, it just feels good to know that when I go to a shipper or a receiver, I'm going to be out of there and out of there within no time. Like when I first got into truck driving, my first company, I was driving vans. You know, I would have to deal with all that stuff that I was complaining about a minute ago. And then one day, like, I guess the company started adding cameras into the trucks, and people were quitting the job or just leaving, going to work somewhere else, because the company I was working for didn't pay that much, and they didn't they weren't paying the drivers that much, and now they were putting cameras in the trucks, you know, because some guys were getting caught with their phones, or just because they just wanted to spy on. I don't know what their reason for doing it was, but you know, that was the final straw for a lot of other drivers. So a lot of them quit and went to go work some other places. Some of the guys who quit that job worked in the flatbed division, and they went to go work somewhere else to get them paid more money. Now, they needed flatbed drivers They asked some of us who wants to be a flatbed driver. I raised my hand and volunteered. Other guys looked at me like I was crazy. Like, well, why are you gonna do flatbed? Like, that stuff is dangerous, man. You got, what if the tarps come loose, and what if the stuff comes loose from the nets and the whatever it is? Listen, man. As long as you secure your load, properly, and you don't, half-ass the job, and you make sure you're checking your load after you've strapped it down and loaded it, because there's been a few times where I've had a strap come loose. Well, not come completely loose, but a strap loosen up, and I had to tighten down like the strap with the winch bar a lot tighter, so that way it wouldn't come completely loose. I mean, like, as long as you are checking your load and you're making sure your load is secured and everything, you should be good. You have no problems, And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, let me just show y'all real quick what I'm talking about. Okay, so my phone's not gonna let me flip the camera around, so I'm just gonna turn this camera around and just show you guys what exactly I'm talking about. So, like, this is a load right here that I picked up from Compton and everything. It's roof shingles and all that. Now, the straps that I was talking about, these are the straps that I'm talking about, right? You see a little twist, the twist in the strap? That's to keep it from flapping in the wind. When the straps are not twisted like this, then it causes the straps to flap in the wind, and when they're flapping, it makes the strap slowly come loose. Now, you don't gotta do it on both sides. You gotta do it on one side. As long as you got it like twisted like this on one side, it keeps it from coming loose and everything. Now, sometimes they come loose, sometimes they don't. Now, if you have a load that's that's tarped and everything, you don't gotta worry about putting the twist in them, but that's what I do. This thing right here, this is a V-board. The V-board is used to protect the load, to cover the load and protect it from from damage from the straps, because these straps are hard as hell, and when you tie them down, it pretty much puts whatever it's strapping down in a vice-like grip. And the V-boards keep you from damaging the shingles and everything. These are roof shingles being delivered here to this Home Depot that I'm at over here in Lacey. And I'm just showing you guys what I was talking about earlier. And this is the part where this thing right here is where I use a pry bar to winch down the straps to maintain the load and keep it secured and everything. So that's what this is what I'm talking about right here. So that way you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And right now I'm at a Home Depot in Lacey, and that's where I'm making my delivery for tomorrow. And that's what I was talking about. So, yeah, and I had to tie down all that stuff and everything, and it's a really good workout, man. Like putting on the straps, the V boards when I got a tarp. It keeps me fit, keeps me active, and I lose a lot of weight, doing all the flatbed and everything. I'm in much better shape and in much better mental state when I'm doing actual, physical work in addition to driving. Don't get me wrong, the driving part of the job is also fun too. I get to see all 48 states. I get to travel around, see new places. Sometimes there'll be new routes and new stuff that's built on the highways. It's just excuse me. It just feels good, working this job, compared to when I was working in vans. Now, vans and reefer division has its pros where, if you're delivering a reefer load, especially if it's refrigerated or hazmat, then some places will pay you more money, like Walmart, Sherman Williams, some places that distribute food, because the population always needs foods, but the population also needs places to store said foods, and some of the equipment that's used to store these is used to build the stuff is transported on a flatbed trailer. The equipment that's used to build the stuff, that's used to build these things, for constructing and building these things and maintaining these things, that require being transported on machinery being transported on flatbed trailers. Now, everybody has their own preferences. Some like reefer jobs pay more than some flatbed jobs. I get paid pretty good as long as I'm running hard, and even and when I do have to tarp. And I was gonna make a video about the cons of being a flatbed truck driver, but the only con of being a flatbed truck driver is tarping. But with my company that I work for, I make about, like, they pay me an extra $75 for each for tarping and untarping. So I put a tarp on, $75. Take a tarp off, $75. If I got to put on 2 tarps, that's $150. So I just made $300 from one load that had to be double tarped. You know, so I don't really got no complaints about that. I mean, yeah, tarping takes a long ass time and it's kind of a pain in the ass, you know, but when you finally figure it out and you finally got it secured, and when you figure out how to, like, keep the tarp tight so that when you're flying down the highway it's not coming loose or anything, once you finally figure out how to tarp well, you know, the rest of the job is cake, man. And like, I like driving down the road. I love truck driving. I love driving down the road. I love traveling. And flatbed division is, you know, it keeps you fit, and it keeps you like in pretty decent shape, as long as you're eating well and also doing some other exercises, you know, when you're not driving, you know, like, long as when you're off your clock, you're staying fit, and you're walking, and you're, like, you know, doing some calisthenics or some P90X or whatever, you know, you should be good, man. And like, yeah, but that's why I like the flatbed division, man. Hope this video was clear. You know, I mean, I kind of stammered through it, but I hope the video was clear on why I like what I do. Because, like, when it comes down to it, man, when it comes to your job, occupation, whether it's your full-time career where you're going to do it for the rest of your life or do it just for a little while, make sure that the job is fun. Make sure you're going to enjoy it. If it isn't fun, then run. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate every single last one of you. Peace and blessings, and have a prosperous day.